And a big thanks to Rachel Homan for joining us, fresh off a championship at the Women's Worlds. And now back to family duty, Rachel. How have the last couple of days been since the win in Sydney?
It's been a lot of fun, kind of connecting with everyone and getting lots of congrats and trying to get back to family life. It's March break madness in my house, not the basketball kind, but yeah, full back to enjoying family time.
So what's the season look like for you now? Is that the end for you? I know there's a couple of, is there not a couple of events still on the Grand Slam Tour ahead? What's next? Or do you get a chance to break for a bit?
One more 2 weeks, and then we're back to Toronto for the last slam, and then that'll be our season. Thankfully, we get a little bit of rest and start up again in August.
Where will the week in Sydney rate for you in terms of your curling career?
Definitely a week we're never going to forget. To be able to win gold in Canada, I've never experienced that before. We won in Beijing. We had a small group. My phone kind of showed us. It shows previous pictures on this day years ago, and it showed the small group of family we had, and then we compared the picture to Sunday's picture, and it was like quadrupled the people there and our friends and family. It was just a really cool photo from 2017, and then this year it's Cape Breton really made us feel like home. Everyone we met, they were so kind. They wanted to give us bits and pieces of Cape Breton and different kinds of gifts, and they were just so sweet and welcoming. And the arena was just electric. They were cheering hard for us and kept believing in us in the final when it wasn't looking so good. They kept chanting and cheering. We felt that, so we can't thank them enough.
It's so cool, and I know you've had an amazing year and stringing together all the wins. But there are so many good teams at the world level. I mean, the Canadian level for sure, but at the world level, so many good teams. So I go to late in that game, and you got to make the split shot for three in that moment. And yes, you haven't lost, and we sit here and think, man, and she makes it look so easy. But in that situation, on that stage, when so much is on the line and there's that crowd, how do you make that shot? And what's going through your mind when you're sitting in the hack, but also when you make the shot and the crowd goes crazy?
Yeah, it was definitely a moment I won't forget. The front end saw it. I wasn't sure if it was quite there. I kind of only had to hit it in one spot just because they had two other ones on the back there that could have counted ours. It was really important to get two. And when you play a split shot like that, there's a chance that you throw it through the house or that you hit it too hard and you only get your one. So it was important to get two, but even more important in a big swing for us to be able to get the three. And it was just a huge team shot. And when it came to rest, honestly, right until the end, I was like, not sure that we made it because it was definitely a challenging spot, and we counted three, and the arena just erupted, and the game wasn't over. We were only up two. It's 5-rock rule, so just trying to keep our composure and keep our emotions in check because we knew we had a really big end in 10 to be able to try and finish it off. We loved the energy and the excitement, but we made sure that we kind of kept our emotions as calm as you could be in that moment. But definitely something to look back on and just feel that energy and that excitement. It was a big turning point in the game.
Was there a moment for you, looking back at seasons past, that kind of flip things for you to get you back to this point to be so dominant, like a key learning experience, or what do you credit to where your team is at right now?
Yeah, I think lots of experience. We've been in a lot of Scotties finals. Obviously, there's a lot of talent in Canada, and it's hard to get out of Canada. We have such depth, and our Scotties shows, we have our provincial winners, but then we've also had to add our wild card teams in advance of the Scotties themselves because there's so many good teams, maybe 3 or 4 within the same province, and we don't want to miss out on that opportunity in nationals to make our Canadians as strong of a field as we can to prep the winner for for Worlds because it's such a grind. There's more games at Worlds. There's more pressure. Everyone's watching. Every game is on TV, whether you're on a winning streak or a losing streak. You never get a break. So we knew that the work that we put in, and from our experiences, obviously it was Tracy's first Worlds, and she sure didn't let that show. She played phenomenal, and the team just rose to the occasion. We've all been to Worlds. The three of us have been to Worlds before, and same with Rochelle, our fifth. Our coaches had been there and knew what it took. And I think over the years, we've all been kind of growing our families, and that takes a toll on the body and takes a bit of time to recover. So I think just our support system really has helped us get to where we are right now and to the level we've been able to get back to.
I like that you mentioned Tracy, and I wanted to ask you about her addition to the team and just the impact she made, not only getting, and winning the Scotties, but at her first Worlds, because that's not an easy thing for her to step into as well in such a key spot for you.
Yeah, she, it's hard to believe that it was her first Worlds. We kept randomly coming up. I kept remembering it maybe halfway through the week, and she just played phenomenal. We really stuck together as a team, and it sure didn't feel like it was anyone's first Worlds. We had that experience. She's been in lots of big games over her career and just never clinched that Scotties victory. So it was really special to win that with her for her first time, and just see her reaction and live that first win through her eyes. And special for all of us and for different reasons. And then being able to go to Worlds, and when we beat Korea in that semifinal, we talked about it after. It's got to be the worst game in curling, that semifinal game, because if you win, you're bringing home a medal for Canada, and if you lose, you might not. And trying to get back up for that bronze medal game is never an easy task. And so just to be able to win that semifinal and the emotion from that, a lot of people were saying, it looked like Canada and Switzerland in that semifinal after they had won the whole thing. Well, that's kind of what it feels like. It kind of feels like, yes, like we did good enough to get for sure a medal, and then we're gonna reset overnight and gear up for the gold, because obviously both teams are gunning for the gold at that point. But definitely some relief after winning that semifinal. But we knew that we didn't want to stop there and continue to try and get that gold for Canada. It's been missing for a long time, and I can't describe the feeling to bring that back for Canada.
Unbelievable. I know and before we let you go, I know it's a little early for this, but I'm sure, you're thinking about it. We look ahead to 26 and the Olympics, and I know you'd love another crack at getting to the Olympics and representing Canada. And the way you're playing now, we sit here as Canadians and think that those Olympic Games can't come soon enough. Is that in your mind a little bit already? Like, hey, let's go. I wish it was this year already.
Next week, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely a long ways out, and obviously a huge goal of our team. But to be able to, come up short last year at the Scotties and reevaluate where we were as a team, and knowing the work we had to put in to get back to where we wanted to be, it just shows us that we know what we need to do to get on top. And then, just taking it one year at a time. There's still another year of the Scotties, and then into trials and hopefully the Olympics. So it's definitely a long-term goal for us right now. It feels like a long time. And we're just trying to kind of savor this success, and don't want to take the time to let it sink in and enjoy it with our friends and family.
Well, you've earned it. Enjoy it. We'll let you go. I know you're busy. No downtime for you. World champion, Rachel Homan. Congratulations, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.
All right, Rachel Homan joining us. Family duty already, and right back to it. Love it. One of the best performances we've seen in the sport, and one of the best seasons we've seen from a curler period. Rachel Homan, their team just dominant and winning that world championship.